my name's Maggie Judy. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions today. First, could you start off by telling me about yourself?
Yeah, my name's Gabby Herman, and I'm a Ball State senior, and I'm currently going to graduate in May, which I'm super excited about. I went to Warsaw, so it's a small town up north, and I never knew I wanted to be a nurse because both my parents were nurses, so I was just like, I don't want to do that. But then I went on a couple medical mission trips, and I fell in love with like patient care and just the human body and nursing in general. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna try this out. And then throughout school, I ended up loving it. And so, yeah, and so I just think that's kind of like what drove me into nursing and what's kind of like kept me into nursing. So
that's awesome. That's a cool story of how you got into nursing. Could you tell me what you think your greatest strengths are, please?
I would say my greatest strengths, my first one is definitely organization, because if I'm not organized, I know I'll just be kind of all over the place. So I always sit down at the beginning of the week and decide like what I need to accomplish throughout the week, and then each day kind of like break it down so I'm not overwhelmed with everything. So I'm much of a taskless person and like a planner person. And then I'd also say like my communication, just because I'm not afraid to ask questions. I'm willing to just kind of put myself out there, because if I don't know, then I might as well figure it out before like doing something I'm not supposed to. And I would say pretty easy to talk to, and yeah, so I'd say communication and organization.
Okay, cool. And what would you say are your areas of weakness?
I would say my main area of weakness in regards to nursing is definitely delegation, just because it's kind of awkward at first to learn how to delegate, and it's a little uncomfortable because I've always been someone that wants to do everything myself just to get everything done. But I quickly learned during my capstone experience I need to delegate, especially to like the patient care techs, and like work with them in order to complete everything I need to complete.
Yeah, I think that's probably a weakness for a lot of nurses in general, especially new nurses, so you're not alone there. Can you tell me about a time that you had to handle an irate coworker, patient, or classmate, and how did you handle the situation, and how did it turn out?
Well, I was a manager back in high school, and I would have like coworkers just tell me like I'm not gonna do stuff, or like they get really mad, and I'd just be like, okay, well, like we need to like do this together. So I'd try to like kind of lighten up the situation and maybe take part of the task away from them, just so they would still do some, but then I would like kind of diffuse the situation by taking over some of it. But I also like putting humor into things, just because to lighten up the mood in a hospital environment, sometimes things can get stressful, or like patients can get upset, and like you just have to remind them that like we're here to help, but like they also need something to take their mind off of it as well. So sometimes I throw in a little cheesy joke.
Right. What have you done in past situations to contribute towards a teamwork environment?
I would say like teamwork environment, I mainly think of group projects. So I tend to lead group projects, especially because a lot of people, like I said, like I'm very organized, a lot of people aren't very organized. So I like to just kind of set that aspect up, and then kind of not manage it, but make sure everything's getting done like when we said it was going to get done. So holding people accountable to things.
Yeah, that's important. Tell me about a time when you were especially creative in solving a problem.
I would say the time I was most creative in solving a problem was when I was on a medical mission trip, and there's no technology. You're hanging like IV bags, like you're taping them to walls to make sure they're still like above for gravity. So just a lot of like little interventions, like taking vital signs, like you didn't have any automatic cuffs or anything like that, so then you would have to find a blood pressure cuff that actually worked. Me and a friend actually had to go down to the pharmacy to go get new blood pressure cuffs because all of them like melted in the heat, so that was really weird. So just like little things like that, I'm like willing to go out of my way, but also if I don't have an answer to a problem, I'm willing to ask or use the internet for like previous responses to similar problems.
Yeah, sounds like you've adapted pretty good to some of that, so that's good. And why do you believe that you'd be the right person for this position?
I would believe I'm the right person for the position just because I'm willing to learn and I'm open-minded and I use my organization and my like optimism to my ability and and allowing myself to adapt to different problems and to see like the good in every unit. And I think like I would just bring a lot of like positive aspects to the job and to the team of the unit.
Thank you.